I don't care if I'm going to hurt feelings. I don't care if you guys are going to be upset with this video. This performance right here is one of the worst performances I've seen this season. And this is coming against a team who hasn't been great themselves this season. This is coming against a team who hadn't won a single Premier League game in the month of October. And we made them look good. We made them look absolutely dominant. The scoreline says 1-0. It should be 3 or 4 or 5-0. From a player perspective, from a manager perspective, from a tactic perspective, this is disgusting. This is awful. And there is so much to talk about from every perspective of the game. And of course, from the Liverpool perspective, who Liverpool were great. And some players delivered massively for this Liverpool team. But for Real Madrid, no. There is so much to talk about, man. There is... The worst thing about it, for the past 2-3 days, I haven't uploaded a single video. You guys asked me where I was. Where have you been, Unc? Unc, where have you been? Bro, I had some personal stuff to deal with. And I was away. And it was good. I didn't do any videos. I didn't do any watch-alongs. I didn't do any content. I was watching from far. I struggled to watch from far. I struggled. Because I didn't feel like I was home. But the only thing is, with Proton VPN, it's home when you need to be home. It makes you feel home when you need to feel home. With Proton VPN right now, I was able to watch the game with no ads, no buffering, across 120 countries. So easy, so secure. And Proton VPN is the only reason why I'm actually uploading videos. Without Proton, I would not be uploading. Because with Proton VPN, they make me. The streaming, the access, the demands, and everything is so easy. With one click, one device, I can have my device across the whole world. And Proton VPN is the only reason why I'm doing this. Without Proton, this is disgusting. And I wouldn't be doing this because look at this performance right here. This performance right here is disgraceful. It's absolutely disgusting. And not a single Real Madrid player deserves to get Proton. Not a single Real Madrid player deserves to scan the QR code right now. You guys do. You guys do. If you guys want enjoyment, scan the QR code. The link is in the description. Not a single Real Madrid player deserves to scan the QR code because this right here, we're playing against a team who, look at this right here. Look at this right here. Palace, Gala, Chelsea, United, Brentford, Palace again. Every single team has scored 3 goals against them. Over the past 6-7 games, any team has attacked against them and they've actually created chances. Their wing backs for the past month has been so weak. The space in between the defense and the midfield has been so wide open. Not a lot of players have delivered. They've only had about 2 to 3 players who've actually done well. Sabasli, Ikitike. Every single player was underperforming this season. But now we made them look good. And I'll talk from a Liverpool point of view and how well they played and how well they created and the player performance from a Liverpool point of view. But from us, look at the first half. Look at the first half and you tell me if we deserved it. The first half we were playing a 3-4-2-1 with having Camavinga as a right winger. The same exact setup we faced against Barcelona. But it's a complete different task. It's a complete different opponent. Just because it worked against Barcelona where we had Camavinga on the right-hand side, where we had Arda in the middle, where we had Jude just in front, where we had Vini and Mbappe, just because it worked against Barcelona doesn't mean it's going to work against Liverpool. Because the first half, we didn't create a single chance. We only had one moment of brilliance where Jude Bellingham went past him, but the first half, it should have been 4-5-0 Liverpool. Liverpool were the better team. And this is what I don't understand with this Liverpool team who gave us the ball. I expected the first 5 minutes for Liverpool to press and to give high intensity and for them to literally be on us. And they did. The first 5 minutes, they were pressing high and the atmosphere, it was expected. The Anfield, it was expected. After the first 5 minutes, we had the ball. Liverpool start going deep. They start defending with numbers and they start inviting us over. They start basically giving us the ball and said, you know what, you guys create your own chances. And we couldn't. We weren't able to create nothing because there was no movement inside the box. I just gave you all the games that they lost. The likes of Palace, the likes of Galatasaray, the likes of Chelsea, United, Brentford, Palace again. What does that have? What do all those teams have in common? There's one thing they have in common. All of them have got one thing in common. They've got a focal point. They've got a person up there that makes it difficult for Virgil van Dijk, for Konate, and for the midfield. They've got someone up there that drags players around with them, that makes it difficult. The likes of Mateta, the likes of Igor Thiago for Brentford, the likes of Sesko, the likes of Osimhen. Those players makes it difficult. Instead, what did we do? What did we do? Mbappe had one touch in the opponent half in the first half. Mbappe had 4 touches in Liverpool's box in this whole game. We had 3 touches in the first half in the opponent half. 3 touches only. Because every time when we get the ball, whether that's on the left-hand side or right-hand side, no one is inside the box, which makes it easier for Virgil van Dijk and for Konate because they don't have to defend. They don't have to defend because it's going from side to side, backwards, sideways, sideways. It's predictable. It's easy to defend against. Because it's when one person, this is my issue, especially when you're playing against this Liverpool team who you can do the tapes, watch the tapes. I don't know if Xabi Alonso did his scouting report. I don't know if he watched the videos or if he watched the previous games for Liverpool. Check how Liverpool has been playing and defending for the past couple of weeks. Because they've had an issue. Their weakness has been on the wing and the space between Konate and Virgil van Dijk. The space between in behind. We only made 2 runs in behind. 2 runs. And go and look at every single Liverpool goal this season. Mbeumo for the first goal. Igor Thiago for the second goal. The second goal for Shade for Brentford. Mateta. Every goal are in behind Liverpool. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We decided to play our own game. But we shouldn't have been doing this. Every game has got different tactics. Every game has got a different game plan. The game plan for today should have been should have been one thing and one thing only. There's been a case study for Liverpool this season, how you attack against them. And it's an easy case study because every team has done it. It's not like it's only been no team or one team that's done it and it's been rare. No. Every team has had it easy against them, yet we struggled. Why do they have 4 chances in the first half? Why is it that some players are literally no urgency, no intent? And I'll come to player performances. I'll come to the players who didn't play well. But from a manager point of view, from a tactic point of view, today was awful. Today was absolutely awful. Yes, we create some chances in the second half with Mbappe having a chance and Vinny having a chance. But other than that, bro, today was absolute from a chance creation. It was so bad. There was no movement in the final third. It was so predictable. There was the right-hand side was so isolated. The right-hand side, it was so easy for them. And again, like, I complimented Xabi Alonso for the game against Barcelona. Against Barcelona, I said it. It's a massive game. It's a game that you have to deliver. It's a game that you have to do well. It's a game that you must impress. And he did. After the game against Atleti, where he had a howler, Barcelona, he did well with the changes that he made, Camavinga on the right-hand side. But now it's making me think, my brother, you literally copied and pasted the same tactic against this game. And what, you expect every game, one game plan. My brother, every game has got a different game plan, different tactics. Just like, as I said earlier, just because it worked against Barcelona, it doesn't mean it's going to work against Liverpool. Like, come on, Act. Did you watch the tapes against Liverpool or not? But now Liverpool, I'm going to be real, before I get to the player performances for both sides, Liverpool played very well. This is by far Liverpool's best performance this whole season. From a defensive standpoint, and even from a transition standpoint, from a creation standpoint, Liverpool had such a great game today, and every player delivered for Liverpool. And I'll start with the Liverpool players before I get to Real Madrid, because trust me, we had no players that delivered massively. For Liverpool, Conor Bradley had such a great game against Vinny. And this is someone who, again, I don't understand it. Conor Bradley this season against Brentford, against United, against Palace. There's been so many games this season where Conor Bradley has been tortured, has been eaten alive. Like, wingers have had it easy against him. because his awareness is not the best and his positioning is not the best. But today he was actually like, I think the instruction from Onslaught, don't attack. Stay at the back. Make sure you make Vinny and make it difficult for Vinny and make it physical for Vinny. And look at him. Vinny had what, 1 or 2 moments where he went past him? Other than that, Conor Bradley had him throughout the whole game. Vinny didn't do nothing except for 1 or 2 moments. So this was one of his best games by far. Konate, a great showing on what to expect next season for Real Madrid when it comes to Real Madrid. Alexis McAllister, who's been so bad this season, produced his best performance. Words, exceptional performance. Ikatika was exceptional. The 6.3, I don't understand it. He was so good. Sabastai, amazing. Salah, 0 GAs, but this was his best performance. So look what I'm saying to you guys. I'm telling you guys that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players had their best performance of the season, which should give you an idea how bad they've been, where we're in November, and right now, this game is the best performance. So throughout this whole season, they've been bad. But we made them look good. We made them get their confidence level back. Because we as a team, as a collective, individually, we were disgusting today. From all point of the game. From all shapes and forms of the game. This is so bad. Only one person can leave this game. 2 people, 3 people. Only 3 players can leave this game with a held satisfied with the level, satisfied with the performance, and actually can say to themselves, can go back to the family, come back to the kids, to the missus, can go back to when of course, they are allowed to scan the QR code right now. Thibaut Courtois, if it wasn't for Thibaut Courtois, this scoreline would be 7 or 8 now. Thibaut Courtois made about 4 to 5 actual clear-cut chances saves. This Donny was on smoke. This Donny basically reminded the whole world, I am the best goalkeeper every single season. Don't give me this Alisson nonsense or Donnarumma nonsense or Emi Martinez nonsense or any other person. I am the best goalkeeper in every single season. And we need to have a conversation about this man, because every time when I talk about Thibaut Courtois, people keep saying, in our generation, in the last decade, since 2010. No, bro. We need to have a conversation about all time. All time. Since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, since God created this earth, we need to have a conversation about the best goalkeepers of all time. And this guy fits right there in terms of the top 5, the top 3, because he is literally a bona fide all-timer. If it wasn't for him, we'll be conceding 7 or 8 goals. And now I look at the other players. Alvaro Carreras, disappointing. I don't know how you got 7.1. There was moments where you got the best out of Salah, but other moments Salah got the best out of you. On the ball, you weren't great. On the ball, you weren't making the right movements in the final third. Dean Huijsen had his worst game of his career. Forget season. Career. I'm pretty sure I can go back to Dean Huijsen in Bournemouth last season, Juventus the season before, Roma the season before, Juve's young youth career, when he was born in Holland, in Spain, in Iraq, in South Africa, where the hell he was born. This is his worst game of the season. Disgusting performance. On the ball, the amount of misplaced passes, the amount of sloppy passes, defensively, just being late to everything, being second best to everything, losing the duels, losing the battles, getting out-muscled, out-bodied, getting just bullied, bro. He got bullied. This is a little kid who got bullied today by Ekitike, by Sabastai, by Salah, by Gakpo in the second half when he came on. Got bullied today. What a bad performance from him, bro. Such a bad performance from him. And this season had 2 of them. Against Atleti and against Liverpool. Which makes me question now, against the big teams away from home, this is the kind of performance that you drop. Like this is the level that you drop. Eder Militao is the only defender that can actually put his hands on and say, you know what? I tried my absolute best. He's the only defender that can actually say, I actually carried. I tried my best to do something. Fede Valverde was okay. Nothing amazing. Nothing great. But he should have been moving to the midfield way sooner. He should have started the second half in the midfield. Like the second half, you could clearly see it didn't work out. You could clearly see the right-hand side was isolated because Camavinga was isolated on the right-hand side. He had no touches. He barely impacted the game. So you could clearly see, okay, it didn't work in the 45 minutes. Why not take Camavinga off and put Fede in the... Or what you can do, put Trent as a right back, put Fede as a right midfielder, take Arda off and then put Camavinga in the midfield. Like Camavinga on the right-hand side didn't work out, but why would you... Okay, first half didn't work. Then it makes me question, okay, second half you're going to make some changes. You didn't make no changes. You kept Camavinga on to the 69 minutes. So for 29 minutes in the second half, you still had Camavinga on the right-hand side. Like what kind of in-game management is this? Arda Güler today was not the worst player, but not the best player. Like physically, he wasn't it. There was a couple passes, he just misplaced it. He was sloppy in possession. Bad in the final third. But there's a couple passes, he actually made some good passes that led to something. But I don't look at Arda Güler as he was the worst player on the pitch. I don't look at Arda Güler as someone that I can't rely on. Because I look at other players that didn't play well. Vinny Jr., my brother, you performed the way you did against Barcelona. And then you performed the way you did it today against Liverpool. You made Conor Bradley, who this season has never had a single good game, you made him actually have a great game. You made him into an actual defender. Like, his decision-making, the amount of times he tried to get past him. Like, my brother, why are you forcing it? There were so many times where I could see the body language and the reaction by Mbappe and by Jude where they're asking for the ball. They're asking for the ball, but instead, what do? I understand, by the way you are, the player that you are, the character of the way, the profile that you are, you make things happen. You make things out of nowhere. Like the game against Barcelona, the second goal, where we scored because you decided to take a player on and it led to something. And I know, I expect every game for you to take players on 13, 14, 15 times. And not every single time you're going to have to take players on. I expect it in terms of take-ons, you might be 40%, 50%. I expect that you might have 15, 16 take-ons. But at one point, you should know deep down, I've done it once. I've done it twice. I've done it 3 times. I've done it 4 times. I've done it 5 times. Now it comes down to IQ decision-making. Now it comes down, all right, I've tried it. Majority of the game, it hasn't worked out. And why not look up and look at some players? And why not say, okay, on the left-hand side, I've not had it easy. Conor Bradley has had a good game against me. Let me maybe change my position. Let me maybe make the Liverpool defenders second-guess themselves. Because right now, Liverpool, they know you're going to be on the left-hand side. You're going to basically stat pad. You're going to be basically glued on the left-hand side. But you should deep down know, and you should have the IQ, or maybe Xabi Alonso should have said to you, okay, you're not having a great game on the left-hand side. You're making it predictable. How about you make it unpredictable? How about you go and change position with the Mbappe? How about you drag plays? How about you go centrally? How about you go on the right-hand side? How about you make it difficult? How about you create havoc inside? How about make them question? Make them say, okay, oh shit, where is he? Where is he? Because you've made it easy for them. And this is my problem. There's no plan B or plan C or plan D. It's only plan A. It's only option 1. Where's this different plans? Different tactics in place, bro. And today, I didn't see nothing. I only saw one game plan. The game plan today was pass it to Vinny and hope for the best. Hope that Jude manages to carry the ball forward into the final third. Hope that Mbappe does Mbappe, as he's been doing this season. Hope that we get a penalty. Hope that that Trent comes on and take a set piece. But that's nothing in terms of actual sequences and performances. We only had one great sequence. One great sequence, which was the chance that Mbappe had, which went to Rose, where Vinny passed the ball to Jude, passed it, and Mbappe, and Jude laid it off to Mbappe. Mbappe had a shot just outside the box, which went to Rose. But okay, I forget the finish itself, but the sequence was nice. The combination, the triangle was nice, but we only saw that once. We only saw that once this whole game. Like we got, honestly speaking, onslaught from a manager who I've been criticizing. I've been saying how much of tactically he's been outdone in most games. Tactically, he hasn't been the same. This is the first game I look at him and he's actually got the better tactically of the other manager. Like Alonso got, not Madrid as a whole, got out-dominated physically, mentally, tactically in all phases of the game. This is so disappointing, especially from watching Barca. to now watching this, and forget Barca, watching Valencia, to watching this, now it makes me think that the Barca game was a fluke. Because all the biggest games this season, Atleti, we got dominated. Liverpool, we got dominated. Barcelona, we won, but it makes me think, was the Barcelona game a fluke? Was the Barcelona game a lucky result? Because we beat them 2-1. Yes, we had so many chances, but now it makes me think, bro, what if they had Rafinha? What if they had Juan Garcia? What if they had Liwa? Would the scoreline be different? Like, don't make me think like this, because these are the kind of games that you have to win against a team who struggled themselves. This is disgusting, bro. Like, I've got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say, bro. This is honestly by far one of the worst performances of the season.